Are you getting somewhere?
You ready to start the meeting? Okay, you ready? The September 8th, 2020 Columbus City Council meeting will now come to order. In compliance with the Open Meeting Act, Nebraska Revised Statute 84-1407, a current copy of this act is posted in this meeting room. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Oakley.
Here.
Augustine Schulte. Here. Barr.
Here.
Hemer.
Here.
Jablonski.
Here.
Kreshaw.
Here.
Lohr.
Here.
Roth.
Here.
Schilling.
Here.
Mayor Bulkley, the roll has been called.
Thank you. Mr. Council President.
Our Father, thank you for the opportunity to serve our fellow citizens. Please give us your wisdom and guidance to make the proper decisions entrusted to this governmental body. May our conduct show respect, honor, and courtesy to each other, as well as to all our citizens. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. I welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. If at any time during our meeting, anyone in our audience would like to address anything on our agenda this evening, we'd ask that you come forward, give your name and address, state your business, and we'd ask that you keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. I will say the public won't hear this because the TV and the cameras aren't working right now, but we are working to try to make it happen so people at home can see. But right now, we are live with all of you. So with that, we'll go to the consent agenda.
Item 4, consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a City Council member or citizen so requests, in which event the item will be removed from consent status and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 4A, minutes of the August 17th, 2020 City Council meeting. Item 4B, reappointment of Catherine Balobin to the Library Board for a 4-year term. Item 4C, reappointment of Chuck Whitney as delegate to the Nebraska Cooperative Government Commission for a 1-year term. Item 4D, reappointment of Daryl Burrows and Russ Straley to the Board of Appeals for 3-year terms. Item 4E, resolution number R20-87, authorizing payment of various improvement projects. Item 4F, payroll and bills on file. Mr. Mayor and Council, is there anything you'd like removed from consent status?
Mr. Mayor, I move the items on the consent agenda being routine in nature be approved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. And that will have to be, I guess, by aye or nay.
No, they can vote on their tablets and I'll tell.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All have voted aye, motion carried.
That brings us up to public hearings.
Item 7A, public hearing, the 2020-2021 budget.
Public hearing, 2021 budget resolutions.
Public hearing.
Public hearing. Anyone here to speak against our public hearings?
I'm here to speak against the budget, not the public hearing.
Well, the public hearing is for the budget, so I apologize for the way I said that, but
No problem.
thank you.
My name is John Curry. My address is Box 8, Columbus, and I'm here this evening once again to express my dismay and displeasure with the ongoing annual subsidies being showered upon municipal golfers, citizens who represent less than 5% of Columbus's taxpayers. As the table I've shared with you tonight shows, from fiscal 2016 through the year ahead, not counting approximately 1.75 million in flood damage repairs that FEMA is to pay for, the city of Columbus will have lost nearly $3 million, providing our community with a ridiculously excessive number of holes of municipal golf. As I have asked in years prior, what is the rationale for throwing so much precious taxpayer money down the drain every year? As a report I prepared last year showed, Columbus spends far more per capita subsidizing municipal golf than any other community in Nebraska. Other communities about the size of Columbus or larger either do not own a municipal course, or if they do, it is either leased out or run more like a business. In Columbus, the ratio of citizens to holes in municipal golf is 833 to 1. The ratios for a few other communities with municipal golf courses are Omaha, 4,324 to 1. Lincoln, 3,515 to 1. Grand Island, 2,855 to 1. Kearney, 1,880 to 1. And North Platte, 1,327 to 1. Bellevue does not have a municipal golf course, and neither do any of the following communities: Blair, Norfolk, Fremont, Lexington, Scottsbluff, South Sioux City, Beatrice, Gering, or Hastings. What's wrong here? $3 million is a lot of money that could have been put to hundreds of better uses. The local for-profit competitor, the Elks Country Club, cannot be expected to continue to survive competition from taxpayer-subsidized golf courses that are charging less than 45 cents for golf that costs taxpayers $1 to provide. Anyone who thinks this is a good use of taxpayers' funds is either a complete fool or an important beneficiary of the subsidies. If the city of Columbus does not reduce the number of municipal holes of golf, and soon, our community's for-profit competitor will be destroyed. A horrible injustice, not only for golfers, but especially for taxpayers who will then forever be stuck with enormous golf subsidies.
Any questions for Mr. Curry before he sits down? Thank you, Mr. Curry. Anyone else to speak against this public hearing? Anyone to speak for the public hearing?
Mr. Mayor, I move the public hearing be closed.
We have a motion and a second to close the hearing. Any discussion? Seeing none, and we are back on camera, or on TV. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay.
Item 7A1, resolution number R20-88, adopting the schedule of fees effective October 1st, 2020.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution number R 20-88 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution R 20-88. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Item 7A2, ordinance number 20-19, adopting the 2020-2021 pay plan.
Mr. Mayor, recommend the rules be suspended and ordinance number 20-19 be read by number only. Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and read ordinance number 20-19 by number only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Ordinance number 20-19.
Mr. Mayor, recommend ordinance number 20-19 be adopted. Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 20-19. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Item 7A3, ordinance number 20-20, adopting the 2020-2021 budget.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the rules be suspended and ordinance number 20-20 be read by number only.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and read ordinance number 20-20 by number only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Ordinance number 20-20.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of ordinance number 20-20.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 20-20. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Item 7B, public hearing, property tax request 2020-2021.
Anyone here to speak against this public hearing? Anyone here to speak for this public hearing?
Mr. Mayor, I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to close the hearing. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Item 7B1, resolution number R20-89, setting the property tax request at $5,510,908.
Mr. Mayor, move for the resolution number R 2089 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution R 20-89. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
What does this compare to last year's?
It's the same.
Same, exact same. Thank you.
Same.
All right. Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes, and with that, I'd like to thank staff. This is the end of about a 5-month process that really begins back in April.
May, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm, April, May.
And begins with staff coming together with wants and needs for the upcoming year. Our upcoming year starts October 1. So this has been a long process. We have what we believe is a very good budget to work with. So I thank you all for your efforts and your time. With that, we move on to new business.
Item 13A, appointment of Brittany White as a police officer.
Council members, with your permission, the mayor wishes to submit the name of Brittany White for conditional appointment as a police officer, subject to successful completion of all tests and training. The Civil Service Commission certified this candidate at their July 30, 2020 Civil Service Commission meeting, and per the council rules, a 2-week waiting period for appointment of a police officer is waived. Brittany White is a native of Auburn, Nebraska, graduating from Auburn High School. As a daughter of a former police chief, she has gained unique insight into the world of law enforcement, and it has always been her dream to serve in law enforcement as well. Brittany is currently employed at Halls Culligan of Columbus as an office manager in training. Ms. White will attend the Columbus Police Department's field training course, and this is a budgeted position. Council members, I need a motion and a second.
I move to accept the mayor's appointment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please vote aye. Those opposed, nay.
Motion passes, and Brittany's here with Chief. Would you please introduce her?
Yes, sir. Chuck Shear, Police Chief, Columbus, Nebraska. This is Brittany. I'd like to welcome her to our community. She went through our application testing process, and as we vetted her along, she made it through all of those procedures and tests, and we're glad that she's aboard. With her tonight, she's got her father, who is police chief in Auburn, and he's currently the mayor in Auburn, as well as other members of her family, and a special friend in the back, Chris Warren. So we'd like to welcome Brittany aboard, and we wish her all the best in her training process. So, have any questions of Brittany?
Welcome and good luck.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, great.
All right, we go on to, okay, we're still in new business, 13B.
Item 13B, quote from Motorola Solutions in the amount of $237,482.60 for multi-band radios and VRX repeaters for the police department.
Mr. Mayor, I move the quote from Motorola Solutions for multiple band radios and VRX repeaters be accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this quote for multi-band radios and repeaters for the police department. You might just say, Tara, what this is, because it's a large number. It's something
Sure,
that we
it's
budgeted.
it is a large number that's included in next fiscal year's budget. Captain Molchek is here if you have any specific questions about it, but we have some spotty, some spots of low reception, not good reception in the community for the police department, and these are units that will go in the vehicles and will repeat the signal and hopefully eliminate that issue that we're having. It's a safety issue. We want to resolve it as soon as possible.
Excellent.
Any specific technical questions, I'll refer to Doug.
We're all so specific and technical on this board. Anybody got a question? Other than that, we'll leave it to Captain Molchek to have made the right decision on this recommendation.
Yes.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay.
Janelle, mine says nay, but I must have hit the wrong button.
Okay.
I'm voting in favor.
Motion passes.
Item 13C, quote from Downey Drilling in the amount of $34,262.41 for repairs to well number 16 located in the north well field.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the quote from Downey Drilling be accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the quote from Downey Drilling in the amount of $34,262.41. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13D, quote from Lincoln Windwater Company in the amount of $15,618.96 for materials to complete a water main extension to the airport snow removal equipment building.
Mr. Mayor, I move the quote from Lincoln Windwater Company for materials to complete a water main extension be accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the quote from Lincoln Windwater Company. Any discussion?
Can I ask Chuck a question?
You sure can. Mr. Sleva, please come forward.
Chuck Slovo, Public Works Director, City of Columbus.
You, in the notes, mentioned that the city staff is going to do the installation.
That is correct.
What would it cost us if we had gone out of house?
I would say double to triple that amount.
Yeah. Well,
At
I
least.
certainly appreciate your diligence and digging into it and seeing that we can do it and bidding it that way.
We're gonna try to do it. We're comfortable we can do it, so,
Okay, very good. Thank you, Chuck.
thank you.
Job well done.
Quick question, Chuck. Is this a new company? Have you worked with these folks before?
Company, Oh, no, they've,
This is a
we've,
supplier.
several years we've been with them.
Okay.
It's a local supplier.
Supplier, okay.
That supplies the
All right.
equipment, material.
So they don't actually do the work? They
No,
just
no, the
provide
work's
the
being done
product.
in-house. The city staff will be doing it, doing the install.
Sorry, I missed that.
I think the other good thing about, besides doing it in-house, is the ability to get it done quick. There's probably nobody could do it.
And-
Everybody's
and
busy.
That was part of it,
Yeah.
the ability of a contractor to get it done, so.
Yeah. Very good. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13E, comments from the mayor and city council members. In compliance with the Open Meetings Act, no discussion may be held on this item.
Any comments from council members? My only comment would be we welcome a new police officer to Columbus. As we do that, I hope everybody keeps our fallen officer in Lincoln in their prayers and his family. With that, we move on to resolutions.
Item 14A, resolution number R20-90, approving the Northeast Nebraska Economic Development District Service Consultant Agreement for General Administration Services for the Nebraska Affordable Housing Trust Funds, number 20-TFHP-17006.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution number R20-90 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution R20-90. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14B, resolution number R20-91, approving the addendum to the fixed base operator agreement with Avcraft Incorporated, outlining duties and obligations for furniture purchased by the city.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution number R20-91 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 20-91. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14C, resolution number R20-92, authorizing and directing certain fees for engineering services, legal services, and general administration be paid for Street Improvement District number 182, Water Extension District number 62, and Sewer Extension District number 44.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of resolution number R20-92.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution R20-92, and this was also our Board of Equalization tonight that we sat in. Was that not the case? Right? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to ordinances on their third reading.
Item 17A, ordinance number 20-14, amending section 111.01 of chapter 111 of title 11 of ordinance number 05-47, Columbus City Code, to increase the occupation tax rate on telephone companies from 3% to 5%.
Mr. Mayor, I move that ordinance number 20-14 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 20-14. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned. Janelle, it was on at home the whole time, although our screens were not on.
Yep, it was.
Look at this.